Hi, I'm Rainbird, and welcome to Kyhmah 102, and I guess this is video 5. And I just wanted to share a couple of things with you. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. I really cannot stress enough the need to practice self-love. And this morning I was thinking a lot about some of the lessons that I've learned over the last couple of years. You know, it's different when you're learning lessons as a child or as an adolescent or even as a young adult. You know, it's different. But when you're you know, and the lessons advance and they evolve and they grow according to your growth. It's not like I hear people say all the time, like, oh yeah, I went through that. I went through that season in my 20s, or I went through that season in my 30s. And you know, I always giggle because I giggle because I'm like, really? You learned that lesson in the season of your 20s or the season of your 30s? Like, I just feel like, you know, it's not that you're not old enough to understand the real implications of the way what you do affects other people, like in the way the things that you do, how they affect other people in their lives. I'm not saying that there aren't younger people out there who haven't gone through something really, really, really like a hard life. But again, the veil or the filter in which they're learning these things are always going to be for the applicable outcome of what they've already been through. So it's not necessarily going to be the truth. It's not necessarily, you know, just because you went through something in your 20s doesn't mean. It's kind of like, you ever watch a good movie, like when you're younger, or you have a favorite song, and then when you watch it so many times when you're younger, and then when you're older, you watch it again, and it has a complete and totally new perspective. Like, oh, it completely makes sense now. Like, and you say to yourself, what was I thinking? You were thinking from the filter and the perspective of a person who has not really felt what happens when you do things, like how it affects other people. And so once you begin to learn and understand that, you begin to understand that, you know, life is to be lived in a way where we say how it's lived. Like, we all have the say-so to how we are going to live our lives. But if we're living our lives as individuals together, then there are certain, you know, constructs that have to exist among us, because even though we're the same, we're so uniquely different. We're like extra special, you know. I mean, every single living organism is. So if we put ourselves in the mental space of, oh, I learned that I went through that when I was in my 20s. Oh, you know, then you need to stop and take a look at where you are now and how differently some of the things you learned in your 20s and your 30s, even in your 40s or 50s, or it doesn't matter where you are at in life. You could be in your 60s, 70s, 80s, whatever. Everybody's going to have each phase of life. You're going to have a different perspective, a different viewpoint of the same journey. And you know, that's what makes living so unique. is that we can go through life, and we can change, and we can morph, and we can, because we have to expand, we have to, we have to go, we have to keep. And then when our vessels are full of lessons and there's nothing left to learn, then we have to return so that we can, stretch out a little bit more, so that we can come back and do it again and stretch out a little bit more. And because the whole point is for us to experience it all, everything, as a collective. Hold on. So yeah, I want to say self-love, and this is a way that you can practice that self-love. It is such a small and important and potent little trick. I've come to love this thing. I really have. I've come to, it is my friend. I'm getting better at it. And this little trick, and you can do it, and I encourage. Listen as if you were them, telling them the story. Listen. So if someone's talking to you and someone is saying to you, you are going to find out so much information about yourself when you do that. When you listen to people, like let's say you get together with a group of friends and they're all chatting and they're all talking and everybody's back and forth. Listen as if it were you. You're sitting in their seat. You're holding their drink. You're the one telling the story about the boss at work. You're the one. Just listen. You will learn so much about yourself. You will. It is just the most amazing, incredible thing that first of all, we can't see ourselves. Okay, so we know that we cannot see ourselves. We can't. Other people can see us, and we can see other people, and what we do reflects off of them. So if I walk up to a man and I smile, he's gonna smile or if he smiles at me, I'm gonna smile back at him, because I'm reflecting him. But it's me. I can see him, but I can't see me, and he can see me, but he can't see him. The only way he can see himself is through my reflection. So if a man smiles at me, I'm going to smile back. If a woman smiles and gives me a thumbs up or something like that, I'm going to smile and give a thumbs up back. And it is a little pet peeve of mine, and I've always felt this way. Like when you walk into a building and you smile and you say hello, and you're smiling, and then someone they just nod their head. I feel like like that was a lopsided relationship. like you stole from me. Give me my smile back. No. I used to tell JC that. Did you see that guy stole my smile? I should have. He didn't put anything in the cup. But what are you going to do? People are people. Well, keep practicing self-love. Keep practicing that feeling, of whatever it is at the time that you are having to experience. Make sure you get yourself full of it, and then you have so much of it that it's running out. And then you can vibrate that, and then, practice Kyhmah Vision, and you can vibrate that and begin to feel those vibrations come back towards you. And, I don't know. I just love this concept. I feel really, well, see, this morning I kind of was asking myself if I was full of shit, because I was like, what Why what you have no understanding, and I don't. But you know what? In society, if we're going to do something now to help offset what's going to come before us for the age of Aquarius, because I really believe we are past that little border mark of being in the dawning of the age of Aquarius. I believe we've crossed over into the age of Aquarius, and so everything we do now is to prepare the actual age when it fully hits in its full glory, and one side of the planet is bright, 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 and the other side of the planet is dark, dark, dark. We're going to have to be ready for that. We're going to have something in place now, in the past, for the future, in the future. We're going to have something now so that, you know, concepts we can start building off of concepts, and, you know, we need, according to what the age of Aquarius is going to require, because as much love and as much compassion and as much healing and as much just the people just wanting to return to oneness, as much as that is going to exist, the dark side of that is going to exist as well. And so the fight's got to be fair. So us, you know, we have to start working now. Sonic vibrations to heal the inside of what's going on internally, to help rectify a situation, so that maybe that cleansing thought of lack goes away, and maybe we don't have to hurt each other, and maybe we don't have to like put ourselves down or step over people to get somewhere, or maybe we can just love each other and accept each other, create something new in the world together. Just the healing concept. I mean, I know that as many people are going to require or will benefit from Kyhmah Vision and the practice of Kyhmah, there's going to be that many that are going to say it's snake oil. It's whatever. It's a hoax or whatever. But you know what? Everything in their life is probably that way. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. There's definitely going to have to be some science behind it. Definitely. And the music is going to have to be like sounds you've never heard before. I'm even thinking of finding a way to make like crystal symbols or something like that, something that could take a real sharp piercing sound and into something like a big gong, to make like a, you know, like a reverse vacuum sound with an over, I don't know. I see it in my mind and I can hear what it kind of sounds like, but I can't quite hear it. Like I will be impressed no matter whatever comes out of something like that. But that means, yes, we're going to have to develop and create new instruments. And that means, yes, we're going to have to figure out how to make certain tones with our voices and our vocals. And, you know, yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Okay, well, thank you for being with me. And that's all I'm going to share with you in this video. I'll be back in another video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye for now.